We move away from Catalonia for MotoE over to Italy. We're at the Mugello circuit for round 4 of the 2024 season. The first race of the day is about to get underway in around about 1 minute and 50 seconds time. An 8-lap race turned to 7 laps as we get ready for racing in the Tuscan mountains. Hello everybody, here we go then. MotoE, always an exciting championship, and for the first time since the season launch, we're live on the main channel. You've caught up with everything that happened in the French and Catalan Grand Prix as well. Drama for Spinelli. Zarcone on pole position, alongside him Tulovic and Garza on the front row. Eric Granado, Cassidy and Zanoni has row 2. Spinelli ahead of Ferrari and Finelli on row 3. Row 4, Mantovani, Pons and Roccoli. Row 5, Manfred, Torres, Gutierrez. Row 6, Maria Herena, Chaz Davis and Armando Pontané right at the back. We're getting set then for the start. No formation lap, remember, in MotoE. So we have around about a minute to go, and the riders will change from their dummy grid. They'll line up in the correct slot. Tyres have been kept in the blankets as well. It'll be all isolites. Cameron only leads on 88 points. Cassidy is 1 point back on 87. Gutierrez, after victory in Catalan, is on 86. He's 2 points back. Spinelli, double DNF last time out as well. And now he's on 75 points, 13 points back. The red flag is removed from the front. It's all eyes to the lights. MotoE, the Italian Grand Prix, race 1 is under starters orders. Lights out in Mugello. Good start from Lucas Tulovic, but it's going to be Alessandro Zarcone who has that inside line down towards turn number 1. He's going to go for the lead over the crest into the braking zone for turn 1. Coming round the outside is Hector Garzo, but it's going to be Tulovic who's gone in too deep. He'll challenge with Zarcone for the lead. Zarcone takes it. Tulovic down to 2nd. Garzo's up to 3rd position as well. 4th goes for Cassidy. Spinelli 5th, Zarcone in 6th, Matteo Ferrari goes in 7th, Miguel Pons 8th, Andrea Mantovani 9th, Eric Granado puts it in 10th as they hurtle downhill into the braking zone then for turns 3 and 4 into Luco, past Lorenzo, then downhill towards Casanova. Well, they've all managed to make it through. The Alborough Cloud MotoE team, though, right at the back with Armando Pontané, Chaz Davis dropping back. Kevin Manfred down to 17th position now as well from 14th. He's been shuffled out a little bit too further back as well. Oh, he's crashed in the middle of the field. That's why. Manfred has gone down on the deck. Yellow flag out sector 2 and 3. Now, that was an unusual crash. The bike does look like it collapsed at the front. I wonder if that's going to red flag the race. No sign of it at the moment. It's right in the centre though. Yellow flags for sectors 2 and 3. I hope he's okay. Rider okay, says the official information on my chart up here in the commentary box. So that is fantastic news. He's okay. Yellow flag's been retrieved. Kevin Manfred is crashed. If he can get going again, he might. We'll wait to see if he's officially retired from the race just yet. Alessandro Zarcone keeping that lead at the front then as we continue to push. It is an outstanding session we've got lined up here as well. Garzo trying to pass Tulovic, hasn't worked out as they come through. Is that Tulovic out? Did Tulovic crash? He has! Tulovic is out! Tulovic has crashed out at the exit of the last corner. Now I really hope he's okay because he's lying face down on the runoff area as well. Tulovic has crashed out. Has he got up? I can't see him at the top of the hill. Lucas Tulovic is out of the race then and was at contact with his teammate of Hector Garzo because Garzo has dropped right down the timing order as well to 8th place. 9th place now as Mantovani goes through. Well, no sign of the red flag. 2 riders out then. Manfred at the Casanova. Tulovic at the last hairpin. Yellow flags are still out. No sign of the reds at the moment. We'll see if this race gets interrupted or not. Zarcone, Cassidy, Ferrari, Pons. Eric Granado goes up into 5th position. Nicola Spinelli trying to close up on the championship lead as well. He is in 6th place. Remember, he was 13 points back as things stand. Yellow flags are still out now. If he's still there when we go through that last corner, they'll have no option but to red flag the race. Kevin Zannoni's up into 4th place from 10th. An amazing launch from him. Is that true? I can't quite tell. It looks like Miguel Pons is still there. Red flag. Race is stopped. Okay, well, that was unfortunate. First red flag of the year in MotoE. The red flag has come out. The race is stopped. I think the only sensible thing is to stop the race. If Tulovic is in trouble down there, then we have to stop the session. So the red flag has come out then on lap 2 of 7 here for the MotoE Italian Grand Prix. It was a heavy hit. Race is red flagged due to the incident at turn 15. So the race, it will restart. The race we will have a restart procedure. And I kind of don't want to see, as the medical attendees are now with Tulovic, and I don't really want to see this camera angle because the medics are with him now as well. So the medics are with Lucas Tulovic, and the red flag is out. The safety car is there. As the riders are now going to come into the pit lane, they'll go back to their garages, they'll line up, and then we'll go from there where the race will restart. So it's Kevin's. So this is what's happening at the time of the red flag and how they're going to restart the order when the race gets going. It's Alessandro Zacconi on pole position when we go again. Matteo Casti second. Matteo Ferrari up into 3rd position. Kevin Zannoni is in 4th. Hector Garza is 5th. Nicola Spinelli in 6th. Miguel Pons 7th. Eric Granado is 8th. Andrea Mantovani is 9th. Massimo Roccoli is in 10th position. Alessio Finelli is 11th. Jordi Torres is 12th. Maria Herrera up to 13th place now as well. Oscar Gutierrez is 14th. Armando Pontanet to 15th. And Chaz Davis will line up 16th as well. Glass bottle of water there as well here. That's always interesting to see. As the race stopped with 5 laps to go. It was red flagged on lap 2 of 7, so we'll see where we're going to go from there. Race is stopped after an accident at turn 15 on the opening lap involving Lucas Tulovic for the Dynavolt Intact GP MotoE team. Kevin Manfred also out of the race. He went down at Casanova on the opening lap as well. He is okay. Rider's okay. He got off the track and he removed the bike quite quickly. And now the field just cleaning up their visor, as we see as well. Matteo Ferrari just polishing it up as well, making sure it all looks okay for when the race restarts. And now we just let the medics do their work down there at turn 15 for Lucas Tulovic. And we will await official news as well. An Ayrton Senna style helmet there as well for one of the, well, that looks to be one of the Tech 3s as well. So I wonder if that is Massimo Roccoli as well coming through. So the race is stopped. We wait for official news that will come up on race direction. The medical car is still there, as well as one of the medical and safety cars are now at the scene at 10:15. Our medics attend to Lucas Tulovic. We're not going to speculate as to what happened. We saw the red flag come out. Well, we knew. We saw the accident tail end of it with Lucas Tulovic at the side of the circuit, the bike in the gravel trap. We heard that someone had gone down, and then the yellow flag stayed out to the end of the second sector, and at that point the riders were approaching the last corner, so you have to throw the red flag. So the race is stopped here at Mugello. And it's a difficult time now for the riders as well, when they know that one of their own is requiring medical attention. The race has to be stopped as well, especially here at Mugello, with the memory of Jason de Pasquier still in everybody's mind, who passed away here a few years ago at the circuit. It's always in a rider's mind, the dangers of this circuit. And I'm delighted to tell you that Lucas Tulovic is conscious. That is the information we've just received on the TV pictures in front of me. So the medical director information here has come up saying rider 3 Tulovic is conscious, and that is great news, really great news. So they're going to go to a break on TNT as Tulovic crashed out. Well, we get that coming up on race control information here at the moment. So they're going to fade away on the world feed there from the TV pictures while we wait. So the latest news we have then is Lucas Tulovic is conscious, which is great news indeed. But the red flag has come out and stopped proceedings. You can see the red flag interrupted on the monitor. Only the second red flags we've had in a while, actually, as well. Not having too much to come into it. So, yeah, just having a quick look to see if anybody if we got information from the TV pictures. Nothing yet. And nothing yet from the information of the teams. All we get is rider conscious. But I assume we will have something coming through. And we will have some sort of information. I'm now flying blind up here in the commentary box. We've only got live timing with TNT deciding to go to an ad break. So I have no trackside information, and I'm not going to call Maddie Patterson as well to describe the pictures that she's seeing. So we have a red flag at the moment. The race is suspended, and we're going to have another restart. We will have a restart, it looks like, as well, unless they cancel race 1. We're going to have a restart with new race distance of 4 laps. It's been just flashed up on the monitor. So it will be a 4-lap race when we get going. So 4 laps will be the restart once the medics have quite rightly dealt with Lucas Tulovic and stabilised him as well and made sure he is as fit as can be. He'll be taken to automatically be taken to the medical centre, and won't be at all surprised if he's taken to hospital as well for scans. It's standard procedure if they red flag the race for the rider that he'll have to go for some scans at the hospital. It's pretty much standard, especially if there's something more serious involved. We wait to see what the accident was, and I don't want to see it, but so now we get a race restart confirmed. So they've glitched the timings back to how it was. So it's going to be, well, actually they've put it back to what it was at race 1, which is interesting because that puts Zarconi back on pole. Tulovic is saying second, but he won't restart this race at all. Garza gets a get out of jail free card. Now we've got the monitor resetting with well, it's saying 5 to go. It's only because it glitches like that when the race starts. It's a 4-lap race. So you look at the top of which goes to lap 04. So that's going to change over. I'm understanding that the race is going to restart in a few minutes. So that's not too delayed to the schedule overall, which isn't too bad of a situation to come into it. Never like seeing accidents out there for riders. If it's a total restart, is that going to be it for Kevin Manfred? Can he restart this race, I wonder? That could be something to come through. Looks like we're going to be back on TV pictures now as well. So hopefully we'll have some information for you. And for that, I'm going to hand over straight away to Greg Haynes.
The positive news here at Mugello is that Lucas Tulovic is conscious, having just had a very nasty looking high side while running second in this, the first MotoE race of the weekend at the Italian MotoGP. This is Mugello. We're under red flag conditions at the moment, but surely any second now we will get notification of when the pit lane will reopen for what we can tell you will be a 4-lap dash to the flag. So it's effectively going to be a MotoE sprint here. It was only 7 laps anyway, but that incident occurred at the and race 1 to be postponed, as we now see at the bottom.
Okay, well, that's not great news at all. Race 1 is to be postponed. So we have effectively, so race 1 is postponed. MotoE race number 1 to be rescheduled. So they have effectively cancelled this opening race. Race red flagged due to incident at turn 15. Race 1 to be rescheduled. So we will have a part 2 to this race. And when we do have it, we will be live with you here on YouTube and Twitch. Not the best situation there. So effectively we'll have another race. Maybe that means we're going to have a total restart with the full 7 laps. I don't know. But the latest news we have is that race 1 is to be rescheduled. Well, we've just, to help you with news here during this time, we've just had breaking news that Pedro Acosta will return to Orange from 2025 and beyond as he joins the Red Bull KTM factory racing squad on a new multi-year deal as well. So Pedro Acosta is now going to be a factory rider from 2025 on the Red Bull KTM, the only logical decision there. We'll discuss that when we get to the sprint race later. But right now, the race is red flagged due to an incident at turn 15. Race 1 is to be rescheduled, so keep an eye out. We're going to do this all over again as well. So race 1 has been rescheduled here. Didn't take them long to get that decision. 15 minutes, about the same as what we normally have it. So the bikes will leave pit lane and they'll try and fit it in the schedules to where we're going to have a restart to the session. The ambulance has taken Lukas Tulovic into the pit lane, and the marshals are now working to make sure the track is secure, and they are going straight to the medical centre. So the ambulance with Lukas Tulovic is going straight to the medical centre, unless it goes to the medical helicopter as well. So our thoughts and prayers and best wishes are with Lukas Tulovic. Rider is conscious, that's what we've been told. That's the best news that we have for you right now. But the official information is that MotoE race number 1 is to be rescheduled. So we will do this all over again for a new race 1 here for MotoE. Let's hand over to TNT and see what info.
Everybody else forward.
Yeah, we wait to see what the decision will be. As you mentioned, as a rider, it's frustrating when the race gets red flagged and you don't get another crack at it.
So,
Must be such a strange feeling, though, for all of the riders and teams, because they'll have to go back to the gantry now, won't they? It's a sort of tent setup, isn't it, where all the field is, all the teams are locked together for MotoE, and they just won't know now. I mean, that's a really weird and quite unusual feeling when you don't know whether you're going to be racing later on or not.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they are charging stations, those bays, so the bikes will be recharged ahead of hopefully a full race this afternoon. But I think they don't do fast recharges, so I don't know if they'd be able to squeeze in 2 this afternoon, so it may well be scheduled 1 tomorrow morning.
That's
so
what I'm thinking.
That has a knock-on effect. I know some of the riders are flying home again tomorrow morning, so you have to change your flight plans, but yeah, it always has a bit of a knock-on effect.
Yeah, good point. Of course, it's not just for the riders, is it? It's anyone who organises the flights and everything else, rental cars and all the other things that have to be scheduled in. Not least here, because there's all sorts of different airports you can fly into and out of for this round, whether it's Bologna or Pisa, Florence. A selection of different possibilities there. There's Jordi Torres, the only rider to have won 2 World Championships, or the World Cup as it was then known in MotoE. He did it back-to-back in 2020 and 21, including in the second of those 2 years, an extremely controversial end to the season when Domi Agata took him out down at the Caro hairpin on the last lap of the last race at Misano, and then Torres was reinstated. Agata was given a penalty. Fair enough, because it was a pretty hard move, but Domi Agata had no other option really. It was the only thing he could try on the last lap of the last race, so Torres was given his second title, but it's not quite worked so far this season. He's saying so far, based on practice here, he's really happy with braking, and of course they have a standard disc and pad, don't they, on the front brake. It's a reverse torque mechanism. There is no mechanical braking on the rear wheel on these MotoE bikes, so he's happy he's got that dialed in, but he's saying he's down on power, which is unusual when you consider, in theory, they're all identical bikes with the Ducati electric motors.
And essentially you can write the torque map, you can put as much power into the computer as you would like, but he's a little bit bigger in terms of aerodynamics, so a little bit power to weight. Perhaps that is costing him. You look at the lap times, they're not too dissimilar to Moto3 in outright performance, a little bit between Moto3 and Moto2, let's say, and I think the power to weight could be hurting Torres. Previous winner, always strong in this class, but over the last season and a half, maybe it's been difficult for him to contend for those victories. So I do think it is the younger crop of potential Moto2 candidates that are coming in here, the likes of your Casadays, Spinelli's, Oscar Gutierrez. They are changing the game a little bit in MotoE, and the pace is really hot at the front. So I think Torres is just struggling a little bit to raise his game to match them.
So race 1 is to be rescheduled here for MotoE. We'll keep you up to date across our day of coverage here as well, with the sprint race coming up soon. But it's obviously too much at the moment to get the race going. So presumably race 2 later on will become race 1, and we'll have a race tomorrow morning on Sunday in between the warm-up session for MotoGP and the Italian Grand Prix for Moto3, because there's an hour to spare there, so they might just be able to slot it in quite quickly. We'll update you as we know best wishes to Lukas Tulovic as well. And we'll bring you more news when we have it. We're going off air now. Race 1 to be rescheduled here for the MotoE Italian Grand Prix. We'll bring you the latest news and follow Simon and Maddie Patterson as well for the latest news at their trackside in the paddock on social media as well. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.